What up, fools? Welcome to San Francisco. Typical fog. We're out here east of the city with the 2019, I'm guessing it's a 19, Bullitt Mustang. This is a car that's a Mustang named after a movie that came out 50 years ago. It's not a good movie, starring an actor that died 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. And I don't think either the movie or the actor is particularly culturally relevant anymore. So, this is a Mustang, and it's green, and it has some special badging on it, and if you're into that movie or that actor, you'll probably like that, because that stuff that makes this car look like it looks, the chrome trim, the torque thrusty wheels, the Highland green color, and the badges, is basically $3,000 on top of a Performance Pack 2 Mustang. So you're looking at $47,000 and change for this car, base price, okay? You can also get Recaros, leather Recaros. You can get the Tech Pack, which this car has. You can get magnetic ride as an option, which this car has. You cannot get automatic. They're all stick. Yay. So here we have base seats, heated and cooled, Tech Pack, manual transmission, green Mustang with magnetic ride. Okay, let's have a go. Under the hood is the 5-liter V8, same as the GT, but you get the GT 350 intake, 87 millimeter throttle bodies, and a new ECU tune with a dual mode adaptive exhaust, and that gives you 480 horsepower. That's a 20 horsepower bump. The Mustang weighs 3,700 and change, and in this particular setup has a Pilot Sport 4S tires staggered. So it does have a front-rear stagger. I think it's 245s in the front and 275s in the back. The move, of course, is to run 4 rear wheels and run a square stance to help point the nose a little better. We're going to go into this tight section first, check some of this handling. Both cars I drove yesterday and today have magnetic ride, which is very good and offers really good body control. The shocks are adjustable depending on your drive mode, which reminds me, that was normal. Now we're in Sport Plus. The manual gets rev matching, which is off. Perfect. Yes, you can disable it through a menu. It was tricky to find, but you can. The comfort level is very high. It's not as precise body control as with some of the German stuff, but the trade-off is that on the imperfect roads in the city or this kind of bumpy-er canyon, it rides really, really good. Big, wide power band. Big, wide power band. 7,400 RPM red line, and this modular engine, it does love to rev. It is a rev-happy motor. I wish it had a little bit of a lighter flywheel and clutch so it changed speeds a little quicker, but it's perfectly happy to be at the upper echelons of the RPM range all day. But because you've still got this big torque, you can kind of lug it along in traffic as well. Sounds good. This thing feels agile as far as Mustangs go. You know, I was in a 911 all last week, so it's kind of porky and heavy by comparison, and the nose feels bulbous. The hood actually goes up and over from the windshield. That's sort of these pedestrian safety standard things are in play now. I'm gonna flip around here. Seems like as good a spot as any. Nice little road though. Turning radius? Yeah, not horrible. Not horrible. The gearbox is the same MT82. That's a Chinese-made gearbox you get in the GT. I think to really differentiate this car, car, the Tremec would have been the move, but you have to buy a Shelby to get the Tremec. So that's a real big step up in terms of shifter feel and durability. These gearboxes are a little hit or miss. As tested, this car is around 50 Gs. It's a lot for a Mustang. It's awfully close to a 350. Awfully close indeed. For my money, obviously, I would find a way to stretch my budget a bit into a 350 because while this 480 horsepower engine is certainly pokey and effective, it's really the Shelby engine, the Voodoo engine, that gets the glory it does for the reasons that it does. While I have not personally driven a Bullitt that didn't have MagnaRide, some of the other journalists on this launch did and reported some less than ideal rear axle behaviors, some bounciness, some maybe over-damped type of bounciness. The magnetic ride cars didn't have this issue, but a lot of people were complaining about the ride and handling on the non-mag ride cars. This thing has the Brembos, 6 pistons in the front, out of the Performance Pack 2 GT, same hardware. If you're going to be going to the track, you want to do pads and fluid. If you are just driving on the street, they're pretty effective. It's a heavy car, but they haul them down pretty good. They're big. I love the sound. Every tunnel is a treat. I think it's interesting that most of the only thing that changes for a Bullitt is the powertrain. That 20 horsepower from those couple of little tweaks. Everything else, the seats and the tech pack and all that, that's all optional as you wish. It's a comfortable car. The seat is still too high. This car and the Focus, you sit too high. There's no reason that at the lowest setting my head needs to be 1.5 inches from the ceiling. I mean, I'd really be stoked to be 1 inch or 2 lower right now, and yes, the seat is at its lowest setting. Third gear has legs, my friend. Third gear is longer in this than it is in the Cayman GT4, where people complain about the long gearing. The difference, of course, is the torque. Bobbing. Oh, look at that. The hood is vibrating. That's sad. I was really hoping that by 2018, Mustang hood wouldn't vibrate at speed anymore, but that is too much to ask for, apparently. Performance is there. This thing's got a motor. It's got good balance. It's got decent grip, although I can 100% see the appeal of going square stance with the 4 rear wheels in the front. Third gear, wow. Third gear has some kind of legs on it. It's long. What's 6th gear? 6th gear is cruising. Okay, so, are you into Steve McQueen? Are you into the movie Bullitt? Great. Then this car is absolutely nothing like the car that appears in that movie. That car is a 68, it's a 390. Kind of a piece of junk, actually. I've driven cars like that. They're terrible. This is a much nicer car than that. But it says Bullitt all over it, which is stupid. And, there's a rule I like to have, which is a man should never wear a shirt with another man's name on it. And I had a DeLorean, so I know what it's like to have a movie car. It was terrible. So, I don't understand Steve McQueen, I don't understand Bullitt, and I don't understand why 50 years later the two things are still relevant. But if you do, you can pay a premium and get into that game. Otherwise, everything about this car, save for the 20 horsepower, which will be available in the aftermarket, and is in fact probably available from Ford Performance, just get that on a Performance Pack 2. You get in any color you want, you save $3,000. There you go. Otherwise, you gotta drive a car with a totally irrelevant movie name on it. That's the downside. So, check out my written review in Road and Track if you want to learn more. Thank you for watching. I'm going to pull over here. And thank you to Ford for having me out here and to drive this car. It is a nice car. There's no question about that. The Mustang is fast and nice. It's just cheesy. And I hate cheesy. I hate cheesy. Cheesy stinks. See you guys later. Have a good day.